In the deep silence of the future battlefield, where satellites circle above and oceans roar beneath, a new weapon awakens. Its light is not the flare of gunpowder, nor the thunder of missiles. It is pure energy, a beam so precise it rewrites the very definition of power. Tonight, we journey into the heart of America's next-generation superweapons. For decades, the idea of laser warfare lived only in science fiction. Star Wars films inspired visions of battles fought not with bullets, but with beams of light. Yet today, science fiction is no longer fiction, it is strategy. The United States has poured billions into developing directed energy weapons, systems that fire at the speed of light, leaving no trace but a searing line of destruction. Imagine an American destroyer cutting across the Atlantic waves, its silhouette sharp against the horizon. On its deck sits a cannon unlike any in history. A laser system capable of burning through drones, missiles, and even...
Audiences across the US and Europe are asking, what does this mean for us? The answer is everything. Laser weapons change how wars are fought, how nations defend, and how power is projected. No longer do billion-dollar missiles hold absolute dominance. Instead, an invisible beam, fired for just a few dollars worth of electricity, can neutralize them instantly. For taxpayers, this means cheaper defense. For militaries, it means infinite firepower. For adversaries, it means fear. Picture a storm over the Atlantic. Lightning cracks across the sky, but beneath it, American ships fire beams of their own. Lasers, brighter than lightning itself, slice across the horizon. Above Europe, NATO's orbital platforms deploy directed energy, striking down hypersonic missiles before they reach their mark. The future is cinematic, not because it is imagined, but because it is real. When a bullet is fired, it travels at supersonic speed. When a missile is launched, it tears through the sky at hypersonic levels. But when a laser is unleashed, it does not travel, it arrives. At 186,000 miles per second, the beam is instantaneous. For American Defense Forces, this means seconds are no longer wasted in guidance, trajectory, or tracking. The target is struck before it even understands that it has been detected. Imagine a hypersonic missile designed to evade radar and strike at Mach 10. In the past, this weapon was considered unstoppable. Today, with a laser system, the U.S. Navy can slice through its metal skin in less than a second, turning billions of dollars of enemy investment into molten debris falling into the sea. Modern warfare is not only about firepower, it is about economics. Every missile launched costs millions. Every interceptor fired to stop it costs nearly as much. But a laser beam? Just a few dollars of electricity. The Pentagon calls this the future of cost-effective dominance. Imagine an American destroyer facing a swarm of enemy drones. Instead of firing missile after missile and depleting its arsenal, it simply charges its beam and unleashes it again and again, hundreds of times, without pause. This is why nations across Europe, from the United Kingdom to Germany and France, are closely aligned with the US in developing joint systems. They understand that the side that wins the economic war of weapons will win the wars of the future.
There is something terrifying about the silence of laser weapons. No thunder, no smoke, no recoil. Just an invisible line of heat that reduces targets to ash. For soldiers on the ground, this means a battlefield unlike any before. Silent, sudden, and devastating. For civilians in American and European cities, it means hope, a defense system that can protect without the chaos of explosions. Imagine a European capital threatened by incoming drones. Instead of sirens, missiles, and shockwaves, the lasers engage quietly, invisibly, until the threat is gone. A city sleeps in peace, unaware of the invisible shield that just saved it. Across the Atlantic, NATO strategists envision what they call the Sky Shield, a network of U.S. and European satellites, drones, ships, and ground systems, all armed with directed energy weapons. This shield will protect the skies of America and Europe, ensuring that no missile, no drone, no hypersonic threat can penetrate. For audiences watching in the U.S., it means homeland security at a level never before imagined. For audiences in Europe, it means that from London to Warsaw, from Paris to Berlin, the continent is united under a technological fortress of light. The NATO Sky Shield is not just defense, it is unity forged by innovation. No military revolution happens in isolation. Russia unveils prototypes, China demonstrates its own tests, but neither matches the scale of American advancement. Russia's systems, though bold, lack the industrial depth and funding of U.S. projects. China, though ambitious, faces technological barriers in energy storage, precision optics, and cooling systems. America and its European allies lead because they combine resources, research, and real battlefield experience. This is not just a race of weapons. It is a race of civilization. Democracy versus authoritarianism. Freedom versus control. And in this race, lasers are not just tools, they are symbols of dominance.
The U.S. military does not place all its trust in one weapon. Instead, it builds an arsenal of energy-based systems. On land, the U.S. Army deploys mobile laser trucks, defending convoys and bases from drones and missiles. In the air, the U.S. Air Force experiments with airborne laser pods, turning fighter jets into hunters of enemy aircraft. At sea, the Navy leads the charge, integrating ever more powerful systems into its destroyers and carriers. For European allies, this expansion means shared technology, joint exercises, and the promise of a future where NATO fleets sail together, each armed with beams of light. Picture the battlefield of tomorrow, a night sky above Eastern Europe, filled with hostile drones. Suddenly, a flash, not of fire, but of light. Beams cut across the sky, tracing invisible lines that leave only destruction behind. In the Pacific, a U.S. carrier group advances, its lasers sweeping the horizon, cutting down missiles as easily as raindrops vanish in the sun. And in orbit, satellites beam energy across space, intercepting attacks before they even reach Earth. This is not just war. This is spectacle, a cinematic revolution that blurs the line between science fiction and reality. For too long, Europe has relied on American power for protection. But in this new age, European nations realize they must stand strong together. Germany invests billions into high-energy lasers. The United Kingdom accelerates its Dragonfire program. France expands its space-based defense projects. Together, alongside the U.S., they form a transatlantic alliance of light. For the people of Europe, this means a guarantee of sovereignty. For the people of America, it means partners who share the burden of defense. The future battlefield is not divided by oceans. It is unified by beams that travel faster than thought.
But technology alone does not win wars. Behind every beam of light is a soldier, an engineer, a commander making decisions in real time. For American and European forces, training becomes essential. Operators must learn not just to fire, but to manage heat, power, and precision. Engineers must refine optics, reduce size, and increase reliability. Commanders must design strategies that use lasers alongside missiles, drones, and cyber warfare. The human factor ensures that while machines provide power, it is still the courage and intelligence of people that decide history. The message to the world. Every weapon is also a message. And the message of lasers is clear. The US and Europe will not be intimidated. They will not be cornered by hypersonic threats, drone swarms, or missile arsenals. They will fight not just with steel and fire, but with light itself. To adversaries, it says, your billions spent on old systems are obsolete. To allies, it says, we are strong together. To citizens, it says, your world is safer than you know. The fusion of AI and lasers. The future does not belong only to weapons of light. It belongs to intelligence. Artificial intelligence systems are being woven into America's and Europe's laser networks, creating defenses that think faster than any human ever could. AI detects threats, tracks targets, and fires beams in microseconds. Imagine a swarm of hundreds of enemy drones crossing the sky. No human could target them all at once, but an AI-controlled laser grid sweeps through them like a storm, clearing the skies in seconds. For US and European forces, this is the marriage of power and precision, the union of light and intelligence.
Above us, in the silent void of space, another layer of defense awakens. America and its allies envision orbital platforms armed with high-energy lasers. From low Earth orbit, these satellites can target incoming missiles, disable satellites, and protect entire continents. Europe joins the US in this venture, ensuring that the transatlantic alliance dominates not just Earth's seas and skies, but space itself. The orbital fortress is not just defense, it is a declaration. The US and Europe will own the high ground of the future. Perhaps the greatest achievement of these weapons will not be the wars they fight, but the wars they prevent. Deterrence is victory. When adversaries see beams of light ready to cut through their most advanced missiles, they hesitate. When they realize that every dollar spent on hypersonic arsenals can be neutralized by a few dollars of electricity, they rethink their strategy. This is the silent power of America and Europe, to win wars by ensuring they never begin. To the people of the United States, this is your strength. Your taxes, your innovation, your courage have created weapons that protect your homeland and project power across the world. To the people of Europe, this is your shield. Your unity, your cooperation, your resolve have built a fortress of light above your cities. Together, America and Europe stand not as two continents, but as one civilization, defended by beams that travel faster than thought, powered by the ingenuity of free people. Now close your eyes and imagine the horizon of tomorrow. Over the Atlantic, a storm brews. Lightning flashes, thunder roars. But beneath it, another light cuts across the darkness. A beam from an American destroyer. A beam from a European defense station. Invisible threads weaving a shield across the skies.
This is the world we are entering, a world where wars are no longer defined by explosions, but by beams of pure light. The age of gunpowder ended. The age of missiles will end. The age of lasers has begun. And when history looks back, it will say, "The United States and Europe lit the path." The future is not fire. The future is light.